How's it going, Hayden?
Hey guys.
Hey mate, how you guys going?
Yeah, good, mate. Good.
That's good. Alrighty. Um, all right. You guys had a chance to do your reviews for the day? What are you guys thinking?
Messy range at the moment.
All right, here we are. Gold's been shooting up already. Already moved 200 and something pips today. It's been insane, isn't it? This move's just marching on. Nice structure. Okay, so okay, so we've had Japanese bank holiday today, and we've also got the Canadian and the US bank holiday. So let's see, it's going to be a lower volume day. We've got many markets closed. The markets are open, but they're just very low trading volumes. Whether London continues the trend that it's been doing and dropping into dropping into like a good zone before then they just accumulate an order. Let's see if that is still going to happen, or if we just get like a real slow day given the volume is lower today. We've had some Swiss PPI comes in soft. We've got a GBP little speech going on. Massive impact. So make sure you don't trade on your prop accounts. This is about to shake everything. According to them, anyway. High impact. Joking. Okay, so
Yeah, don't trade until it's finished.
yeah. Just watch out.
They don't even tell you when it finishes there.
Yeah. Then you speak to him. I thought Dingero would send you a message to tell him when he's concluded. All right. Do we have Israel precisely strikes Telegram? Oh, and there's a war against Telegram now. Okay. So do we have any? Did we have? We had some just a little bit of headlines just preempting their counter strike, but I'm not sure if it actually happened or this happened overnight when I was asleep. So we've got Chinese PPI came in. That news was yesterday morning. Sank. There you go. Sank the Aussie dollar didn't respond very well to that when it opened. North Korea orders units to get fully ready to open fire. What's going on here?
Yeah, he came out that today and said he's produced enough shells to strike South Korea.
What, what's he got beef with South Korea for?
He's a mental case.
Yeah. And then China's increasing their stimulus. So Alrighty, I was just having a look at some of the ETFs and stuff that I follow. Like small markets did well. Emerging markets started off very well. But they came back a bit. Hey, what's going on? Why is this not showing? Okay, anyway. Crypto's booming. So crypto started strong, gold started strong. What else has been moving much? Pound's been doing okay. There's safe havens, Swiss and yen. Swiss is the only one that's really moved. Aussies sank a bit in the pre-markets. All right. Nothing really to look at. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clear everything. I'm going to start again. Now, we finished off last week, Friday. Very strong day. Closed right near the top. All-time high is right over here. We've got, nothing over to the left. We've got to see if the weekly candle, it's opened. We've had a little tiny pullback for the day so far. Price is yet to be determined where it's going to go. We need to work out where the range of this weekly candle is going to go. Are we going to make a new all-time high this week? Are we going to pull back and have any sort of pullback? Very, 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 very bullish. With all this China stimulation, with talks later in the week on Thursday that the ECB are all but ready to cut rates again by another 0.25%. US in a rate cutting cycle. Pound talking about if they get a low CPI number on Wednesday, then they'll bring in a rate cut. We got Kiwi cut last week. I saw a report overnight of Australia as well saying in December they're penciling in a 0.25% rate cut. So you've got all these banks around the world looking to cut their rates. Now, is that just going to, and we've got China stimulating. Is that just going to bring enough liquidity or devaluing the fiat currencies enough, all of them, that basically just all assets are going to go up in value? We'll see. So pretty bullish as usual, as what you should really be overall in this market. It's just been going up for a couple of, almost a year now, with just a few little, not really a small pullback, but a pretty significant pullback at the start of the months. Is this the pullback for October? And then we're going to push up, or we're going to pull back a little bit? Need to mark up some levels. So I'm going to get rid of these alerts. These ones are old.
What do you say about the candle after one closes with no top wick? Next one's bearish.
Mm-hmm.
Weekly bearish candle.
Yeah.
You got a daily and a weekly because it was Friday.
Yeah, perhaps. So it should be some pullback at least, would think. But where we've closed, we closed inside a structure here to the left. So I do imagine that we keep on rising a bit higher. So the structure, we have to identify it a little bit better, but it kind of is looking something like, it'll be looking something like this, something inside of this wick area. And that because we closed inside of it, barring any sort of pullback, we should be able to make our way up a little bit higher, but we need to look at a lower time frame to see if there's any rejection points inside of here. So I'll go to the 3 hour, and what we're starting to see is we've got a liquidity candle that triggered that sell-off on October. So we've got this wick could pose some problems because there was a lot of sellers that caused that move down. So there could be a way that people that have bought and they've been partaking in this move could use some of that selling liquidity just to cash out. So we could see some volatility around this level. Okay. Now, let's look at a little bit closer detail. 2 hours, looking like a bit of a fake out. This is that zone. This is the base of that structure. That's the capturing the bodies. Again, we've got a little area here. Where price pushed up, sat on it for a little bit, and then rejected it. Then when we came back up to it, once we closed above, we've been using it as a support. Okay, let's look at this little zone. We're talking about 15 minutes before they opened. Look at this little zone in a bit more detail. So it'd be interesting to see if this is also the top of that zone and that this was the fake out, the manipulation. That if a lot of people may have thought that when we were breaking above here, that this was going to go to the all-time high and beyond, and then got caught inside of here. And who knows, there could be people that are holding from here around this area, that when price returns to it, it could be a way for them to think, you know, close that trade for minimal damage, just having to suffer through all of that. So I'm going to mark up that little zone where it's just the previous London high, and then see if this is going to, what happens around this area. Let's go to the 45. Let's just lower it a little bit. So something around this area. Okay. The problem when we're at these all-time highs is that there's very little structure and stuff to go off of. But we've got a lovely clean candle here that we're inside of. So I really don't want to be taking any shorts unless price is showing us that it's ready to turn around to do a bit of a pullback. But if you're already in the buys, it's looking good. But you can't buy now if you're not in anything. You're just pushing up. 30 minutes, is there anything of interest? No, we're just really dangerous to short anything when you're so close to an all-time high. Unless we turn around before, like in this area, and come back down, I really wouldn't want to be shorting anything. The all-time high is right there to be taken. So I think all I'm going to do for the rest of these little areas, I don't really see anything like super clean in terms of like structure and liquidity up here, because we've only really got a few data points to go off of. But what I'll do is I'll just mark up all the session highs. So this one, this New York high took the London high. So we'll just mark that up. We'll just label them all. So NY high from 1st October. And then we've got Euro high from 30 September. Okay, Asia high. Oh, that's the weekend, sorry. All right. So they're all the little points that there could be liquidity sitting above session highs. Now, what about for the pullback for London? Because London lately, if you don't start at a good zone, London will usually move quite a bit for maybe up to an hour, and then it'll just stick around for a bit. So we're at a good zone potentially for it to accumulate, but I'd like to see London have like a more of a rapid move. There's so much structure underneath here, like so much clean traffic to look at. But right now, the main support has got to be around that Asian low area. Okay. So a little bit of structure in Asia. It's hard to work out whether it's worth using anything in Asia because of the bank holidays. Now, after that, what about the way that it moved down? Was there liquidity in these clean candles? Not really. Maybe this bit. It's not super clean. You got two clean candles. You had it sort of just grinding, and then you had it pop above here. So potentially this, if we're going to sweep underneath, if it is going to sweep underneath Asian low, maybe halfway into like this New York session, maybe this area could show us a rejection wick. Not sure if it'll like be the low of the day, or if we come down all that way, maybe we set up price from a better level down lower. Maybe it'd just be a bounce before keep going down, but I'm sure there'll be some sort of reaction in this red zone. The next zone underneath that is obviously when the move started from, which is down over here. So all these little levels, we'll just keep an eye on. And yeah, it's kind of getting not so easy when you've got not much to the left and we're just going with all-time highs. We need to use some sort of, we can't really use price action to the left, but we can use like reversion to the mean sort of strategies, or just waiting for price action to like breaks a structure once we're up here to the left. Like if we're moving up here, we've got nothing to the left, how we'll try to see that maybe we're at a high and we can have a pullback. Maybe stochastic's going to be starting to get overbought. Maybe we'll start getting head and shoulder patterns, divergences, things like that. That not something I typically would use, but if you've got nothing to the left, you've got to use something to work out when price is reaching its summit. But never short a new high. So just because price gets up here, don't think you should short it. Wait for price action or something that's in the news to tell you when, if you're looking to short. Otherwise, it's better to try catch the pullback longs. Alrighty, guys, what do you reckon? Any levels I've missed out? It'd be annoying if it just goes one side all the way up and up and up and up and up. Don't really give an entry, but it may do that today. Morning, Ty. Morning, SN. Hey, Ive. How are you? Okay, remember this is the top of that Euro session. this line. So they've got a few little rejections around this area. So this Euro session, this previous London session, where the fake out happened. Morning, Ronnie. How are you?
And how do you set alerts on those indicators again?
Go to the little dots, add alert.
Oh, yeah, sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, really good. Thanks, Ronnie. I swear it's much easier to trade on two screens than it is than just the last couple of weeks we've been traveling. So it's good to be back. It's cold though, bloody cold now. We're used to like shorts and t-shirts for the last 2 weeks. Okay, I've got 2.5 minutes before the open. What do you guys reckon? Do you reckon we're going to have a good move from London to start with, or do you reckon we're going to just stick around?
Don't really want to trade against the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, the 30-minute though, it could just do a straight wick fill if it's like that. But the 15-minute is a bit maybe telling you something else. I reckon pump and dump. Yeah, we'll see. Hey, wonder if we're going to close above here, above this New York high. If that happens, we could just do a little shallow pullback and then wick fill. But really not keen to jump into anything as soon as the open. I really do want to see what it does. Last Monday, that was a bad start.
Yeah, I was waiting for it to take the daily high, but no, it did, and it closed above. So I'm just going to sit and wait for a bit.
Just into the H4 FU zone. Oh yeah, Pepperstone. Are you looking at Pepperstone, Ronnie? Yeah, that's that one out there, isn't it? Yeah. I see that. So a very dangerous area. This is a 3 hour HCS. But it never really broke underneath a real key area. This is where it did come to an end. So are we ready to break this zone now? So if London can pull back, I think the next time we're closing above this candle, it's dangerous, but I think then that's probably the launch pad for the all-time high. So I really do hope London pulls back. I really don't want it to break above here in the first like few minutes. But I could see a world that if we're just leaving this area, then we could have the all-time high pretty quickly with thin markets, unless we fake out above her again. But we'll see. And this is open now. So let's see where it goes. We got the 30-minute wick fill immediately. That's what it's. Yeah, immediate wick fill. It's only like 14 pip range though, so not enough. Hey Tom, how are you? Only wait for good levels. That was. If I'd done that last week, I would have saved myself a lot of pain on Monday and Wednesday. I think what I'd like to see, one idea would be for another fake out above this level. I'd quite like London to commit to something, maybe break above the euro high and then into the zone, but then do another fake out where they drop price back into a better buy zone before accumulating their order. Then if we start moving up from here again, then being mindful, unless it's just a pullback, but the second break above, then targeting that London high, wherever the London high goes. So fake out above, drop back into, pick up some of this, maybe the euro low even, just take out both sides of the euro session, accumulate for a bit, start to push back up, and then see if we can get that second break back up to then, especially if we move down in clean candles, then to look to target that London high again. So basically just waiting for a pullback here. That's one idea I've got. kind of like this to a degree, where we've kind of trended up in New York and we've got a trend here. So we've definitely got buy side liquidity. Now, if we can, if Asia session had pushed up and then dropped cleanly, like so, and then we're back around taking the double bottom and we've swept that liquidity and we've just then accumulate a position, the second break, so that's the first time, and then the second break back above, looking to target this part. But over here, it would be targeting wherever the London high is. That makes sense? Actually, doesn't even need to break the high. It just needs to come down. Hopefully it comes down in clean candles. And obviously if it just stays around in this area, then there's obviously nothing going on. Like there'll be no trade if it's just staying still. Okay, first 5 minutes closed. God, man, it looks like it really just wants to... There we go, finally. Okay, we're taking euro high. So where this purple meets this green, this is liquidity. So I'll be really interested to see what London does from this point. If it reaches up, grabs it, and then is that where now we're going to try and get a better buy price from? Or if we close above, if we wick into it, and then we pull back, and then we're wicking into it again, then I'll look to take, it'd be a very short scalp, but it'd look to be taking like, 15 pips to the top of this area. Looks like we've had a bit of a pullback from there now. I've lost my button down here. I used to think that there was a button that would come up and I could push that to get back to current price.
I had the same, mate. It disappeared. It did disappear, but mine popped back about 2-3 days ago.
Oh, mine's yet to come back.
Yeah, it's not just you.
Okay. So you've got to be really careful about buying this thing. But it's more or less here to about here. That if price is wicking up, I want to see a pullback, and then I want to see something looking to break this area a second time, and it'll be a very quick scalp. So if you get, it's risky. So if you're gonna take that, you need to have a very fast finger. But I reckon that this could be a really dangerous area. We could get some, like, I don't want to do this trade because it's not a trade that I would want to take as a first trade. It's a trade that I'll take with profits. But I really could see this one working out if we get a second break above here. But this could represent a very dangerous area. France 40 has gone straight down. Oh, cool. Maybe we can use correlation. So France 40. Did anyone attempt the short from the euro high for a reaction? Sure, there's some of that did it. What's that?
I did, mate. I'm just targeting this clean candle to the downside. We can put that Asian high retest.
Mm-hmm.
And some 5-minute imbalances there. I'm looking to pick those up.
Yeah, so I got a few cowboys here.
I waited till there was a 1 minute rejection before I entered.
The more that we can create this little structure,
To the World Women Trades, but for the World Women's Course. 8-0. 8-0.
Who's who?
Beat the Baggies 8-0
Yeah.
on their turn.
How good's that?
the more we can create this little structure, it gives things that if we start moving down, breaking, it gives a bit of the support can turn to resistance that can help that deeper retracement. Alrighty. That's right, mate. So good.
Look like a basket.
So only still pretty small range, only 30 pips in the first 10 minutes. For me personally, if this is an area where I just don't want to take any side. But I will have it ready.
This is a forward test of the indicator, Adam.
Yeah, if we can. Well, that's one thing I'm looking for. If we get a clean move. If we can get a clean move, at least about an hour into this London Open, then that would be pretty interesting to see if we get a signal.
I got a signal on the 5 minute though. I'm just checking whether I've changed my settings. I got it on the 30 minute, the hour, the
No,
3
it is.
minute, and the 5.
Yeah, there is, but it's one that I want a signal after we've had like some movement in London, not just a signal that's there with the start of London. Because what are we looking at? I mean, I know we've moved cleanly before, but before even London started, London's got to do its own manipulation. Here we go. Breaking above that, there's clean traffic, a real clean space from here to here for like 15 pips. If we can just break into that.
I'm here with a circle with me.
So it's very limited space for it to move up. And it's something that doesn't represent very good risk reward. So it's not something that I want to take, but I want to see price push up, and I want to see then what price is going to do at this blue line.
It's really on.
Parents are also very caring. Good. Adore is that.
Okay, come on. One more burst of liquidity. Volume, just push. Here we go. Should be a fairly straightforward move. If the volume's there, it really should push up from here now.
The NAS has had its pullback.
What about Frank 40? Oh, look at that. Holy. Frank 40 is concerning why it's dropping so much. And German doing the opposite. They are pretty aligned. So I think it's dangerous. I want to see a sell from up here. But it's so close to the all-time highs that you don't want to do that. All right. One last little push.
Next week, she's going to go. Well, what are the mentioned? What are the just
So see how we've got a couple little bits here. Was that the high, actually? I'll make it change that color. See how we've got like a little head and shoulders up here on the 1 minutes? And then dropped. So that red line. So I got very close to it. What I want to see is if we can leave this as a rejection wick, because at the moment on the 1 minutes, little tiny 1 minutes, the structure is bullish. What I want to see is a little rejection wick. Yeah, and now if we can finish the job, this wick here can become quite important, this little structure. There we go. Now, if we can grab the liquidity and be leaving the zone, we could be in for a bit more of a pullback. If it grabs liquidity, finishes the job, it needs to finish this job. But once it's grabbed this liquidity, I feel like there's some real dangerous areas up here.
So how do you put this on the The box is very.
Did anyone take this zone? The second break into it? Remember I was saying the second break, price pushed up and they're breaking it above. Did anyone take it?
Nah, man.
Needed to be prepared to have quick hands on that one.
I did.
You did, Annie? Nice one. There we go. We're hitting that first bit. Make sure you're securing or remove risk as soon as we hit this blue line. Oh, you did as well, Adam, but you took profit. Cool. Yeah, very narrow space to play with. Could just keep flying and flying and flying. But this idea made a lot of sense. And we're just about to close the gap. There we go, beautiful. Alrighty. Make sure that it could just keep on running for a long time. Could go hit the all-time high from here. But that zone, that was the clean area that it made sense. That once we were breaking above here, at the very least, it made sense to trade from here to here. Now let's see if it gets jumpy around this level, because that's a danger area right here. Look where we reacted from. New York high, 1st of October. It could just be a jumpy candle because there's no doubt there's liquidity sitting there. So we're seeing price jump around the 1 minutes. Whether we can actually clear this level and keep on going higher, or we start to break down a little bit. London session's starting to get, it's about 50 pips now. So it's starting to creep up there. Definitely didn't shoot out of the blocks like it did last week. But yeah, I think that was a nice little move. Now to see if the runner can just keep on running. They're so dangerous to short this market. Oh, yeah. Now the runner could be eating healthily. Very nice. So we've got a fair value gap right here now between this candle and this candle on the 45 minute. Is that on the 30 as well? Not really on the 30. It's not really on the hour, it's just on the 45 minutes. Let's just see if it just keeps on eating everything. But this is a little... If the shorts are gonna come in, this is not a bad area for it. London would have moved 60 odd pips then by this stage. By the time it gets here, it could easily come back to collect second batch of orders before pushing up. So if you wanted to take a cowboy short, I actually don't mind it from this red zone. But wait to see, like if London, we're getting overbought. Now that we've actually moved impulsively with London, I wouldn't mind waiting for a bearish candle and then targeting like a 1-to-1, 2-to-1, just for it to come back some. So this is where I'm going to start referring to the indicator and then see if we can start now that we've moved up like 60 pips now. Exactly. If we can show signs of exhaustion from this move up so far, then I I would like to see it burn off some of those overbought conditions with a pullback. Hopefully it just doesn't pull back with no confirmation. That'll be annoying, but at least now we're in a pretty good area where liquidity has been collected. That I could, this hopefully this isn't it. If that's the pullback, like if it gives a good move down, then it just moved down. It didn't really give us an ability to get in. Did that stand out to you guys, your eyes? If you're looking at the 45, see now we've got Asia area around here. Beautiful little neckline. Got a little gap, so there's a lot of volume in this particular candle. Euro high, little gap, beautiful area to see price. Where is? Oh, okay. It's just got the 45 made this candle start different time. But yeah. Oh man, that little arrow missing is bloody annoying. Okay, come on. Like to see it push, give us a bearish candle, and then try take a little counter trend, just a little correction. Trying to short DAX from 457. Yep. Yeah, right there. Not bad. I'd like to see a rejection candle with a top wick, like what we were talking about yesterday. There wasn't many in the study session, but it's uploaded now to the G Drive for you guys to refer to for the indicator. Is anyone else that took a little cowboy sell from this area?
Didn't get in at quite such a good level, but yeah, not far off there.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, sell some earlier. Would have added in the retest. Wanted to go a bit higher. Yeah, this is a good level for it to have some sort of pullback. Let's see if there's any news headlines. So Swiss PPI, all deflationary. Oh yeah, look at that. It's coming down nicely now. So this is the last little bit. We've got, this is first structure for the 1 minute. This is second structure. So pullback. And if we can start breaking down some of these levels, then we potentially can look for the London low.
Is NAS going to be rubbish with the holiday today? Adam?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't trade it, man. It'll be terrible.
And trading NAS during London, no volume either.
Yeah. Well, once I turn the computer off today, that'll be it for me. I won't look. Oh mate, might look at gold a little bit. No, I'll probably just force myself just to take it off now. It's just not worth it, hey. You better save your energy. Because it's low volume. Think of like a bowl, very shallow bowl, that if there is a move, if something happens, like I don't know, something unexpected in the news with such low volume, if it's a shallow bowl of water, that can really like shake it. Hey, so you can get some pretty big moves on bank holidays, which don't really contain any sort of substance. It's just because it's such low volume that it doesn't take much to move it. Or nothing happens, and price it's just algo trading, and it's just kind of like grinding. Personally, I'd like to see this move up a bit higher and then throw us a rejection candle. Personally, if it just moves down from here, I'm going to say that there was nothing that really showed me that it was ready to go down. I'll just have to watch it go without me. But if it can actually move up higher and throw up a rejection wick, then I'll be much more interested.
What are your thoughts on the 7 minute, mate?
7 minute. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, on
Look at that.
Pepperstone looks even better.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Look at that 7. So the 30 minutes closed now. The dangerous thing is going against this 30-minute candle for the wick fill. But if we can, we've pushed up, if we can actually hold underneath here, then we'll see. Are you going to give the 7 minute a go? You trust the 7 minute candle?
Not yet, I don't. Not yet, I don't.
Yeah, I don't trust that, man. Oh, the 10, yeah. 10 is looking like a wick fill. But it's a funny candle because it did wick higher, but it did close lower. So is this a rejection wick? I don't really think so. Just the way that the lower time frames are built. But we'll see. We'll see. If we can reject this area again and then have that second, you got to wait for the second break and things like this. But if we can, like this created the pullback. If we go to the lower time frame, see how like price at the moment's just pulled back and now pushing back up bullish again. Having a second break under a level means that this level won't hold, and the structure where this move started from was from here. So a second break below here can easily see us go down. And then once we get down to this area, we start getting close to like some other interesting zones, such as London low will be right there. We know that there's liquidity sitting here. So if the big boys actually got sells from up here, then they could be targeting this zone to cash out. And then we've got Asia high that's been left untouched as well. So at the moment, it's still too bullish for me to entertain sells, even though that we are at a level. And cowboy sells really need to be first touch, because you want to see that first touch at a good level and you want to see that reaction, and you usually want to get your risk out in that reaction. If price is coming back up and keeping that trending structure, you don't want to take a cowboy sell at a level the second time it's touching, because there's more of a chance that it breaks in a strong trending environment. So first touch, I don't mind. Get risk out because you're going against the tide. Sometimes price does just push up and go down like so. Otherwise, what you're better off is if you miss that first touch, unless it's like a beautiful level and you're getting like throwing up rejection wicks and things and taking an anticipation trade, it's better to wait for a double rejection. And then especially once you get that confirmation of breaking that low, then you can breathe a bit easier. But this is a dangerous area to be selling from, unless it's the first touch. Yeah, old McSells, eh? Old McSells in the 1 minutes. Would have had a MACD cross. Overbought. The danger is when we're in a strong trend environment like so. The way to burn off overbought conditions is either one, to have a pullback, and that's profitable. The unprofitable way of this is when price moves up to a resistance and then just goes sideways at that resistance, because that sideways can still burn off these overbought conditions, but then it could just leg higher without giving you any sort of movement. That if it pulls back, that's a profitable way of trading. But going counter to the trend, the danger is it gets to a level, it just goes sideways and just has you trapped here. Is France 40 still dropping? We're having a bit of a bounce now. See where it came down to. Came down to like, they did a liquidity grab into this structure over here to the left. Had a bounce. Whether we can actually consolidate that drop with a lower high. If that happens, maybe German can follow suit. Otherwise, it's very, very, very bullish. And remember, we got that news on Friday that Germany was going to take on 10% more debt to try to stimulate their economy. So we need to see how much that's holding weight too. Little headline that got missed by a lot. What were you doing for did you close any, or are you leaving a runner?
On which one?
The buy from above this level. Did you take the buy above here, or were you in earlier?
No. Yeah, I did, and I closed near the top.
Yeah.
So, and then I've taken France 40 from the bottom.
Oh wow, good one. From that zone. From
right down.
From like this
France
accumulation
40.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a good accumulation. I like that. I like that we dropped right into that.
So, yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to go up further on.
Well, it could absolutely.
Usually I take it off a bit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
This is the kind of movement that I was hoping London was going to do, was give us a drop on the open, for German, sorry, and then drop into a good zone, and then pick up some orders. The fact that it's just gone straight up makes it much harder to get a trade that you're willing to hold, because the breakout trades, so often it comes back past your entry. Good morning. Good morning.
So why is it so different to the France one? Why is German different?
Don't know. France has got some more problems than Germany.
Okay.
So I guess like France, I mean the makeup of the German 40 and the France 40, different companies. So German 40 is got more growth stocks. I think France 40's more susceptible. So they still can get pulled along together because it's still confidence. Like a lot of the movement will be happening with the euro. so they'll have the same sort of drivers underneath, but some of the companies might not just like SAP. SAP is a huge performer. That's only in the German. So if maybe it was SAP that was holding it up, we can see where's SAP. So yeah, look at SAP from the open gapped higher and is up 0.7% already, and SAP makes up I think it's 14% of German 40. So we've got one stock that's already just like kicking ass already to start the week off. Their earnings are next week, next Monday, so that'll be a pretty good day. What companies do you think are in the France 40? Anyone got any ideas of French companies without cheating? I actually don't know. I never looked, but I would assume it'd be like Renault would be up there, Peugeot, some car companies. Not sure. There'd be some probably some pharmaceuticals as well. I don't really know many French companies.
Unless on
Garlic.
defense supplies.
Defense, yeah.
Nails.
Airbus is Netherlands, I think.
French stick. Garlic.
I thought, are you cooking breakfast? Or, yeah, baguettes.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Cordon bleu.
Yeah. Camembert.
Frog's legs. Yeah.
Ski resorts.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Croissants.
Chateau. How about wine? Maybe there's wine in it.
Let's have a little look. So Airbus is there. You were right. Good one, Tom. Oh, sorry, Thorsten. Good one. AXA, that's insurance. Accor, that's hotels.
Capgemini's French.
Carrefour, that's
that's
That's a supermarket.
Yeah. Some
For financial
financials.
services.
Not sure what Danone, but I thought that was yogurt. But maybe they just also make yogurt. NG, L'Oreal, oh yeah, Louis Vuitton, Michelin, Pernod, Rick. Yeah, there's Renault. Oh, Peugeot's not there. Hermes. So we're the ones by market cap. You know what Sarah did to me once? We were in Scotland, and we were I'm not sure what it might have been Sarah's birthday even.
Do you
Anyway,
really want to tell us this online?
so we packed some nice clothes, and Sarah was like, booked a restaurant, and so we're going to go to this place, and there was Michelin starred, and we're like, oh, Michelin starred. So we I was just going to go like casual, and so I was like, it's Michelin starred, you can't just wear that. So we wore some like dressed up nice. And then we went to this like pub, and I walked in. I was like, "Man, this doesn't really feel like Michelin starred." And she said, "But it is," and it was the Michelin Tire Food Guide starred. It was just a pub. I was like, feel a bit overdressed here.
So ridiculous.
There's actually one down, you know, my place by the coast.
Yeah.
There's a Michelin star, very similar. And you walk in, and from the outside, you think, really? And it's just like it's like a pub, but it's Michelin star.
Oh yeah.
But you have to book like a year ahead to get in there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think there's one in Japan as well. It's meant to be like the cheapest Michelin star, and it's like one dish that they specialize in. It's just like some sort of noodle thing, but things like it's like almost like street takeaway food, but it's actually got a star for how good it is. And we just got up here, and it's just stayed. But to me, I think the more it stays up here, I think like it hasn't moved for a lot of velocity, but maybe it was just a feature of the low, like the bank holidays. But now that we are potentially at a good zone, if we can just consolidate here, we'll probably consolidate here until we close the stream. So it's not that they're gonna just move; they're gonna wait for the stream to close, and then they'll decide to move. So if I stay here all day, it'll be there all day. If I finish now, then you can load up and sell. But if we can stay up here and they can accumulate a position after 10 o'clock, once Hong Kong's closed, reopened, Asia's reopened, Japan, I'm not worried about them reopening, as in after markets reopening, then we could, if we start leaving the zone, we could see a bit of a pullback here. It'd be better to try position from high, if that's the case. I don't think we're going to get 120 pips. I don't want to short near the highs, but I can't buy up here because price, the buy was here. Now that we're up in this area, it's getting very dangerous to an area that price can still be extremely bullish. But the more profitable, the next trade will likely be a pullback trade. I don't think you can make much from buying the high. I think you can make more from selling the pullback. But what I want to see is signs of that. I just don't see nothing telling us you should be selling. I've got zones, but I'm not getting the candles, if that makes sense. So another 5-minute candle about to close. And then we're going to have 10 minutes left for the hour. And this hour's looking strong, man. Look at the hour. And there's only after this high, there's only 2 more session highs. And then it's all-time high. You should never short a fresh all-time high. How's your France 40 going? Almost full recovery. You guys got your eyes on anything else? See what Naz is doing. US 30. That's a new high now as well. That was
UK 100. Just so UK 100 has just gone straight up.
Oh yeah. It's been in an awful period though, hasn't it? With that, the daily. But if they're, I do think euro and pound has a very good chance of being weak this week. So that should support. It should support the FTSE. Yeah, man, we're just firing here. All right, this 5-minute candle is getting close to being a rejection candle. And we've got structure down here. We've just taken the euro high. We've moved how many now? 75 pips, so it's almost bang on the average. This 5-minute candle. I'm not going to take this yet. I'm just showing you something like an idea. There's potentially something like that. At least 1-to-1 to get the risk out. It'd be nice to get that a 2-to-1. Oh, it didn't close. It had bearish closes a doji. And we've got the last 5 minutes now of the hour. But there's something that I'll be thinking about.
You don't think it'd go to the top, Hayden?
Up here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think once it's getting so close, it can. It's looking like it's going to hit the high today, but it's how does it get up there? Does it go up there just with straight line, or does it go up there with just?
Okay. Yeah. So you would trade the pullback, or what were you saying with that?
Yeah. I was thinking if we can get like a rejection up here, that it's possible that it could be a profitable trade to take the pullback, because like if this hour candle it's going to close like so, the next hour candle could break the high of this previous candle and then pull all the way back before then flipping and then going, let's grab in more liquidity, right? And then what would be traded potentially is this bottom wick creation. And because it's already moved like nearly 80 pips one way, the typical range for London for the rest of the session before New York opens is usually only 40 pips more to the upside. That's the average. Like 120 is the average range. It can do more, can do less, but there starts to, once you've moved 80 pips up, there's actually starts to become more room to the downside to take profitable trades than there is to the upside. Like if the daily, it can be so hard. Like if the daily's like this, is now to get a profitable trade, but trading like if you're entering buys and trying to get more, if it starts pulling back and they decide to like whatever buys that created that initial push up, if they decide to cash out, then just the daily volatility can have these swings. Like we know that daily volatility can push up and then sort of come down, and then just New York session can just do all kinds of crazy things and then end up closing back bullish. And once we do get up in the top end of it, even though I think we're still going higher, it starts becoming more prone to pullbacks that are profitable if you just get the timing right. If you're only looking for buys, then definitely don't entertain any sells. But when we're getting up to these areas, especially with indicators so overbought, it's such an outsized move. I don't want to sell. I mean, we're getting very close now to the all-time high, so it's getting such a dangerous area to even consider that. But if it threw up like a rejection 5-minute candle, I would be pretty keen just to see if we can get like a 1-to-1, risk some of the profits from the initial move, and then just see if we can just trade that little pullback. The hour candle is looking like it's gonna. If the hour candle closes with no top wick, then I think it's very likely we get maybe a breather candle for an hour or 30 minutes before then maybe after we start to then push, but we'll see. Bruce looking at London fix. Where's the London fix? 4 p.m. 4 p.m. So that's this candle right there. That's the fix. Okay, so new hour just opened. So the runner's eating well. That once we got that break above, secured very early, but the runner's doing well. See you, Glenn. All right, brother, take the Asia high. And then there's the fix. Don't particularly want to take a 3 or 4 minute rejection wick, but maybe I will. Keep an eye on all of them. Pretty crazy, only one 5 minute candle that's closed bearish in this whole run. Otherwise, it's almost been higher highs, higher lows, almost every single candle. Okay, so 3 minute close, there's a little bit of a pause. 4 minutes. Let's see if this candle's going to close bearish. I think it's dangerous going for too much. If you're looking for, if you're interested in taking the scalp, quick little thing, I wouldn't be like get your risk out as soon as you can. I wouldn't want to be putting too much on this. It's more just a concept. So 4 minutes closed. Let's see if the 5 minute, it's got 1 minute to close. Let's see if that 5 minute can close bearish. And now we've moved 84 pips, which is a good amount. 4 minute could be, is potentially, that's it. That could be that. Bit risky because I was looking at the fives, but this 5 closes like so, then there's still really no trade. Yeah, nada. Yeah, it's just for the all-time highs next. So there's no trades, no sells whatsoever. It's just been one-sided. when this breaks, this trend line breaks, then we can see that move down. Just not sure how much it's going to go down. It can still be very bullish, even if it pulls down all the way to here. It'll just be a simple pullback. But very much now, all-time highs is in focus, and it makes sense in this backdrop. So I think the buys were very good, but I was a little bit concerned about how early it was in the move to hold those buys at full exposure. So it's nice to see the runner going, but the runners, like for me, the most profitable part of this was to take the high probability part and then just assuming this part of the move, remove risk, and then it doesn't always, like, it's pretty unusual for it to grind up like so for so long before it starts like consolidating and stuff. So very happy with the day, very happy with the day. Would have been nice to get a second one, but that's what it is. Anyone take the 4-minute candle? Tom, did you take it? Took the 1 min. Took the 1 min candle. What's that? It's only 9.
I know, it's 9:10.
Okay.
I'm asking what time you.
Normally I finish at 9:30.
I'm asking, is that where you're gonna finish? Because I have 4 people booked in 5 minutes slots.
All right, I'll get off. Yeah, and that's what I was like. I don't want to sell the high, but you'd have to, like, having moved up so much like so, it does make sense for the pullback. I really wish this 5-minute candle closed red, because it would be nice to take that pullback for them to collect that more liquidity than to drive to the high. So the 4-minute was so, like, if this was the 5-minute chart, then this would be a pretty nice opportunity. Anyway, I'm going to have to get going. So there's some calls that need to be made. YouTube, I'm going to close this up. Zoomers, stay on just for a tick. But YouTube, I'll see you tomorrow.